Hello everyone, I am Plankera. Today we're going to continue cutting out the art for a Shalom from Path to Nowhere rig. So I've been very diligently cutting out the art here. Oh, headphones are kind of freaking out there. There we go. That's better. And right now I am working on the shirt. I have it most of the way there, just need to get that arm. So I think I'm going to hide here, and I'm just going to finish rendering out the arm here. I'm just kind of deciding which colors I want to use. Because the ones here are a bit more gray than the ones over here. And I think I prefer these kind of bluer ones. So I think I'm actually going to steal some colors from over here. And put them in over here. I'll still keep some of those grayer ones, of course, but I can afford to use some of the colors that I like too. Just go with whatever works. And I'll just go in, replace some of those, and then I'll go through and render it all properly. But overall, I think that the shapes here seem alright. I just kind of need to clean everything up. So let's see. A lot of this was me taking out the shadow from the code. So I'll have to add that back in at some point too, probably in a separate layer. So I can more freely move it around. But for now, I'll just try to get all these shapes looking nice in here. Figure out how these all join together and blend out. All that good stuff. So far, I think it's looking pretty good, though. It's just a little bit messy. That's what all the cleaning's for. Everything starts a bit messy until you clean it up. Just doing a bunch of the simpler things for now, since I think I still have some holes I need to fill in and stuff like that. Looks like there's a really dark color right around here, but maybe this is it. Just blending in through here. Trying to make sure I have all the changes in light and dark kind of matching up. And that I'm not holding to where the shadow from the coat was. And then I can add the shadow of the coat when the time comes. That'll probably be like right near the end, once I have everything largely figured out here. Trying to remember what I was thinking through there. Let me go check the original. See what I was trying to do there. Okay, this isn't part of the original, this is just something I drew, so, I can do whatever the heck I want. Let's go! Doesn't matter what I do, I was just drawing a shape. I think this probably makes more sense as a shadow. So I was just getting stuff down. That makes sense. You gotta start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere. And now that I have the start, I can decide what looks good and what does not. And then smooth out some of these edges and get ready to lock the layer so I can make everything look nice without a care in the world. Don't have to worry about going outside the lines. All that good stuff. So we're just kind of putting this dark one on the back side here, and I'll let it move around a bit. Maybe a little lumpy. Show some of those thicker folds there. And I'll just fill in those spots here, round it out, make everything look very nice. And I'll keep some of this kind of other gray color too. It doesn't need to be totally uniform. Let it kind of bunch up a bit around the elbow. That makes sense for the kind of cloth this seems to be. Very soft, very loose. So I think it'll do something like that. Let me see how that looks with the shirt on. Let's see with the coat. Okay, so I'm guessing it was doing something like that even on the original. Let me take a look here. Yeah, it was going up on the original. So something like this is probably correct. Just trying to guess at what the original artist's intentions were. Always easier said than done. So it probably is supposed to be something like this. But I kind of want to show some of this fold underneath here. So I think I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. And I can just extend this a little further out. Something like that. And then I think I get all the folds that I want. It should look pretty nice once I render it all out and blend all the colors. There we go. Okay, so let's see, do I want the white background or the black background? Oh, the black one is revealing all kinds of little holes, so we will start with the black one. And I'll just fill in all those gaps. This was drawn very roughly, so I'm not surprised that there's quite a few. Especially since the colors on this shirt are also very gray. So I'll just take some time and make sure those are all filled in. Oh, I see a little bit of dirt over here too. Ooh. Oh, this is why I always check things in black as well, because it does look like I missed quite a few spots. You know, maybe I should check some of these things now. I don't tend to go super in depth on checking these things until near the very end, but well, if I see the problem, I feel like I should take care of it now. No sense in letting it sit. No sense in letting it sit. I can tell I was trying to be very careful around the lines and try to keep them as nice looking as I possibly could, but by doing so, looks like I didn't erase quite close enough to them. Just ended up with a bunch of stuff I was going to have to clean up later. Deeply unfortunate. Okay, well, back to this hole filling. Fortunately, the black is nice and clear here, so I'll be able to use that to not just fill in the holes here, but also make sure that all the shapes going around here are nice in the way I want them to be. Make sure everything's nice and smooth and ready to be rendered, and I can just lock the layer and forget about everything. Because, yep, I think that's good now. Yeah, I think I'll keep it on black. I can see a little bit better on this layer, at least. Oh. One last little hole here and here. And right here. Okay. Now I can lock it. And I can just get in there. Get in there and make everything look very nice now. I keep forgetting that the rendering style in here is often a little bit harder. Although it looks like here is going to be more of a gentle gradation, so I think I can afford to be a little bit softer. Looks like I missed some holes. Let's go fill those in real quick. It's okay, it was bound to happen. Some of those little tiny holes can be hard to see. And when I'm drawing everything roughly from scratch. Well, sometimes it can take me a little bit to find them all. I just want to go in and blend both sides here. Make this color change nice and seamless, without losing any of the texture of the original with any luck. Trying to find this dark color in there. With that little transition color right before it turns back into light. So that's pretty much how it's been on here. And then there's some of these pink parts that are kind of on the transition between light and dark. And I want to go in and add too, because I think they look nice. Now I want to smooth out transitions over here. And it looks like I missed a couple of little holes over here too. So let's fill those in. Right around here. Just a couple. I think this is one too, so we'll fill that in real quick. Just some tiny, tiny spots, but you don't want any holes when you're going to be animating something, so I gotta take care of them all. It can be a bit rough sometimes. Just all these little spots I don't want to cooperate with you. And it's like, this is art, not people, so I can make them cooperate with me. That's how art works. You can make it do what you want with enough skill and practice. Bend it to your will. It's just like, yeah, there's just so many little spots I have to pay attention to here. Make sure that there's enough stuff happening that I can actually use all of this when I hide the coat. And that it'll match the rest of the style. Which, honestly, so far, I'm not quite convinced that it does. Which is kind of unfortunate, but hopefully with a bit more work I'll be able to fix that. And I'll be able to find what is bothering me. There we go. Oh, that's a hole. That's not a color, that's just a hole. Fill it all in. And then back to the regularly scheduled blending. I'll just keep doing that until everything's right. Is that a hole too? That is indeed a hole. I missed quite a few. They kept hiding on me. But they can't hide forever, I'll find them eventually. As I keep working, those spots just become more and more obvious, so they can definitely not hide forever. then I'll just try to get some of these colors going and see if that fixes some of my problems. It might just be a little bit too dark, a little bit too uniform. It's like this is such a loose cloth that there's all kinds of little folds and shadows and stuff, so. And all I can really do is try to match as best I can. In the end, I am not the original artist that drew this. So all I can really do is try to imitate their style. Do my best to at least make it so that the parts that I drew don't look weird when paired with the parts that this original artist drew. And that they all join together at least somewhat seamlessly. Almost there, it looks like. And yeah, I think it's looking a lot better with those extra lights up there. I think that really sold it. It's amazing how these relatively small differences can make such a huge impact. All I had to do was take a look over here and see how many folds there were and be like, well, I didn't put nearly that many up on mine, so maybe I should. Maybe I should. And I think it looks a lot better now. It's like I don't tend to put this many clothing folds in my original work, but it matches much more with the rest of the shirt, so it was definitely the right choice to make here. Just keep finding all these tiny little spots that I need to fill in. Maybe it is time to bust out the green. Did I get them all? Okay, looks like I've got most of them. We'll see if I see any more. At the very least, there was nothing jumping out in the green, so. Probably just in spots that need to be blended a little bit better. I don't want to overblend though, because like the color changes over here are smooth, but they're not like that smooth, if that makes sense. They're not quite that smooth. Oh yeah, that looks really nice. I'm gonna put a little bit more of a dark color right through here. I think this entire area should just be this color. And then a little bit of extra darkness right through here. Oh, no, maybe the other side. It's like that looked okay, but maybe it'll look better on this side. I can tell it needs a little something. Yeah, there we go. And then I can blend these together a little bit more softly and have this kind of be rising out of that shadow. Whereas this is more of a cast shadow, so yeah, that makes much more sense than what I was trying to do before. And I just gotta smooth all this out. It'll take a little bit, but you can already see it's looking much better than how it was when I first started. You just gotta take a look around and see what's going on. And you want to imitate a style like this. Requires a lot of very thoughtful analysis. It's very interesting. Having a great time doing it. And some spots that look like they're just not rendering right, so I have the layer unlocked. So I can just brush over any holes. I'm not working near the edge right now, so I think this is okay. But once I get close to the edge again, I'll lock the layer. Okay, I'm gonna go back toward the edge, so layer is locked again. I just gotta smooth this out a bit. Alright, there's an arm. And I think they fit together just fine. So while I'm thinking about it, I want to go back over the strings here, because they weren't looking so good. And just go through and clean up slightly. I'll have to check it against white just to make sure I didn't mess up the lines too much. But for now, I can get rid of all these gray pixels on black, where I can see them very well. See them very clearly. Okay, let's check it up on white now. We'll check on white here. And see what we see. Did I mess up my lines? A little bit. I'll just have to go back and fix them. Part of this might just be the shadow layer there. Okay, maybe I didn't actually mess them up. Let's take a look. Yeah, it was just covered by the shadow color. So yeah, we're good. I want to straighten down here up a bit, though. It looks like I might have erased a little bit too much. Okay, it might take a little bit of going back and forth in order to get all that to look nice. Because it definitely did not look so nice right through here. It seems to be the case for a lot of my layers, honestly. I should probably go back and check some of these. Yeah, like even some of the hair is a little bit off. Nah, I think I'll do low-hanging fruit check right now, but the detailed stuff I think I'm gonna do later. Because at some point I will have to go through and just double check everything and clean it all up. And that's always extremely time consuming, so there's no point in doing too much of it right now, but if I just see something that just is screaming at me, I guess I'll grab it. But I'm not gonna go hunting. I'll go hunt at the end. than anything, I check on black, especially the dark parts. I should also check on white. Okay. Let me check the other one now. I remember this one had quite a few kind of ugly spots, and that was bothering me. Not hunting, but if I see something that just looks super bad, I'll go ahead and fix it now. I did see some spots on the hair, but it's gonna take an eternity to hunt through it all, so I think I'd rather just do it when I'm going through every single layer already. There we go. There we go. Just get rid of some of that stuff. Okay. Back to the shirt. Because I still got a bunch of stuff to cut here. Oh, I've got some holes. Well, I guess I'm glad I looked before I went and duplicated this area over. Because I'm gonna be using most of this for the other side too. This area is mostly symmetrical, and it's also reminding me that I forgot to do the line art on the sleeve there. So I'll go in and fill these holes, and then I'll put everything to white and do the line art on the sleeve. That I forgot to do. But first, I want to blend everything in here. This is the kind of thing that happens when you have to draw a lot of it manually. Sometimes you just miss a spot. It's fine. Got a little bit of hiccups. Oh no. Might hold my breath for a second. Okay, there we go. That's better. So I definitely need to do line art on white. Otherwise I will not be able to see a thing. Let's get in there. The lines on this sleeve are surprisingly thick compared to a lot of other places. So I will try to keep to that. It's like I feel like the ones on that I was doing on like the hair and most of the face were just super duper thin. The ones here are very thick and kind of carry into the fold sometimes. I guess I should say very thick relative to everything else. And I need a darker one for down here. I'm not actually sure if I should be lining that part back there. It's very possible that I shouldn't be. Connect it back into there. Let me get my gray background back. And shirt. I think this looks okay. All right. Now that I've done the arm, I kind of want to finish the rest of the shirt here. I want it to go down to maybe not quite where the skirt is, but pretty close. I think I'm going to edit out the shirt out of the skirt first. Just so I can get a better idea of what's going on here. Clear all that. Alright, and then I just kind of had to figure out which parts were covered by the coat that I need to actually redraw and which parts actually look like this. Looks like it might just be right here. So I guess I'll start there and get this shape looking good. And then I'll worry about the top part. It's like I'm gonna have to redraw all this eventually, so I can do it in whatever order I want. It doesn't matter if I jump around a bit. Well, I can jump around as much as I want. I would like to try to at least finish off most of the shirt today, though. The redrawing part event, at least. I'm definitely gonna have to divide it up a lot more, and then that's gonna lead to even more redrawing, but I think I can at least get the initial part done today. So this way, tomorrow I can finish dividing it up, and I can duplicate it over to the other side and have a nice full shoulder to look at when I go to work again the next day. And that'll be nice. Start checking my work a little bit. Make sure everything's looking nice. There we go. That was pretty straightforward. Let me just buff that out a little. I'm probably going to lose some of the texture. Just because this is kind of a bit of a textured skirt, and I'm not quite sure how to replicate that kind of texture. It was probably used just some random noise. But this corner is just so small that I don't think I really have to reproduce it. Basically, it's fine. Alright, so now I'm looking here, and I'm wondering what this is. Is this like a belt? Let me go look at some other... Let me go look at some other references real quick. See if I can't find her other official art real quick. Just to get an idea. Yeah, that is definitely a belt loop. Okay. That should be fairly straightforward to draw then. It's not a belt loop, but like the belt buckle. So it looks like it's doing something like this. I'm not 100% sure what's going on there, but I know what the shape of the thing is. So I should be able to figure it out. And then this goes over here. I'm gonna go hide the other arm. Where did I put the other arm? Questions you have to ask yourself sometimes. Oh wait, what are you? I didn't name you properly. What are you? Okay, your shoes. This is what happens when you don't name your layers, guys. Make sure you name your layers. Oh, I put you all the way up there, huh? You should probably be behind the skirt. But that's gonna be interesting. Because I think this should be behind the coat. Okay, so that's why I had it like that. Okay, that's fair. I'm just gonna have to pull shenanigans with that arm then. That's fair. I'll figure that out later. Sometimes there are shenanigans you gotta pull, and there's not much you can do about it. Okay. I should be able to... Like, the top here isn't a perfect mirror, but I think I can steal a lot of this. Save me a bit of trouble with redrawing. Okay. So this one does more like this. But that's okay. That's why I say it's not going to be a perfect match, but it should help a little bit. I'm going to use the liquefy tool to push this around and get the angle to be more in line with how the skirt on this side looks. Something like that I think should be okay. And then I'll just clean it up a bit. Okay, that should be good. And let me... This might be another case where it might actually be easier to steal this from another piece of the official art, but nah, I think I've almost got it, so this is fine. How does it feed into the pockets? Can't really see it. Just kind of connects right on top of them. Okay. So I'm gonna have to make this part a bit thicker, I think. Okay, actually, instead of doing it like that, is her hip kind of like tilted upward? Very, very slightly. So I wouldn't expect to need to do quite as much as what I'm doing here, but... Just go ahead and erase right through here. So you can kind of see the top of the pocket there. And just do something like that. And yeah, the belt is thicker on this side than it is on the other side. So I should do something like this. Take this color. Move it on over like this. Okay, there's some colors there. I might just end up having to cut out the belt before I can properly redraw all this, just because it'd probably be a nightmare to blend all that while yeah, it'll just be a nightmare to blend all that with everything on one layer, so that's probably will be as far as I do that for the time being. let's merge that down. But I think I want to do this shirt before I really start doing extensive cutting down here. So I'll just do some rough edits here just so I can get a feel for how far down I should draw the shirt. Right here is mostly symmetrical, so I'll go ahead and do both sides. Just do a bit of a quick and dirty edit. Just to make me feel good about myself. And how things are going. I just want to know where the shirt goes. Kind of makes me think I should be putting the shirt underneath the skirt, but I don't think that layer order quite works out for me. I think... Does it? I guess I can check now. Is there anything that the shirt needs to be on top of? Down here. I don't actually think there is anything. So I think I actually can just... the arm needs to be on top. But I don't think the rest of the shirt does. So I think I can just do it like this. Leave the arm on top. And then I can just draw right into the skirt. Yeah, that might be easier. Let me turn on all the layers and make sure that checks out and I'm not missing something. Yeah, this all looks correct because the chest is even further down. Yeah, so I think I can get away with just putting the shirt right into the skirt. So the shirt can go underneath it. Perfect. This might be the only contentious point. But I'm pretty sure even that actually goes on top of the shirt, so it should work out. Alright. Let's do the last little bit of editing here. Here we have this belt, and I might need to change the colors of it a little, because it looks like some of that might have just been shadow from the arm. Because right now this angle looks very awkward. It looks like it's a bit thicker on the top. Okay, I see. I see what that was. Let's bring it back. Oh. Okay. My source is a little bit small here. But I do have a very nice shot of the belt here, and it looks like it has... It's like a triangle, and then it has another little piece coming out of it. Okay. So it's like a triangle. I'm not quite sure what this is, but I will leave it there. And I can see it's at a bit of an angle. Well, that's weird. It didn't have the part going there. Let me double check it on the original. I just straightened it out a bit. So basically this goes straight. It goes like all the way up. And I think I see a little bit of it like right here. So I'm not sure why this isn't drawn. Is it just an error, or... I don't really like to assume that the original artist was making art errors, but I know they happen. I make them too. Just a little minor inconsistency here. And then there's like this piece that... Let me grab a color there. There's like this piece that wraps around the skirt. Kind of looks like it's wrapping around at least. Like... just underneath on this one. So it wraps around here, that's there. Then there's like this that's supposed to like go all the way across. And where's the belt in all this? Okay, I'm gonna have to analyze that a little more closely. I don't think I'm quite prepared to do that right now when I'm working on the shirt, so I'll just do this for now. I'll get in there soon enough. And then there's gonna be some like belt shenanigans through here. This probably goes up like this. Something like this. And I'll draw the belt itself on top of that at some point. And then this... How does that connect? Yeah, I should be paying more attention to this top part than this lower part. And then probably goes a little further over here and it gets thinner on this side. I think that's correct. And there we go. That should be good until I'm ready to figure out what the heck is going on with that belt. Okay, now I can go back to drawing the shirt. It's like I don't have very many hints for how it's tucked in here, but I have this right here. So I see it's kind of loosely tucked. And I see on this, on her P3 art, that it's not quite as loose on that side. I think I'll keep some amount of looseness, just because I think that looks good. Yeah, I probably want to do it with a hard brush. Yeah, I think that looks good. But I won't push it too hard. And we'll start getting rid of all this too. Draw everything I need out here. So I'm gonna make this smooth, and then once I have kind of this edge and this edge largely figured out, I'm going to go mirror this layer. And once that layer's mirrored, that'll give me a good idea on whether or not I have this drawn well. And whether or not I can use this. I might have to alter this arm a little bit, but I don't think I have to change too much. It's like this mirror will just be a check, so I won't keep it, because I still need to divide all the layers up. Still need to divide all the layers up, so I don't want to mirror everything yet. Not permanently. This will go something like this. There's little folds like this. This little one, I think, will continue down like this. And then this guy can keep going like this. There's definitely a lot of holes in this. I'm not worried about it yet. I'm gonna reference the original here just a little bit, because So I want to see how things are over there. Okay. So it kind of comes up, out, like that. A little fold like this. Maybe not quite like that. Maybe more like this. There we go. So something like this should be fairly accurate and true to the original. Just gotta spend a little bit of time getting all the shadows right there. So this is gonna be in a shadowed area, so I don't think I want any super strong lights or anything. But I do want these areas kind of like this, where I use shadow colors to kind of do stuff like this. And I think that'll be fairly consistent with how the shirt is drawn in other areas. Something like this. And then there's a light following this dark area. And this little fold. And then all of this stuff that I was drawing before. And kind of let it go down and around, I guess. Something like this. I'm just kind of guessing, feeling it out, seeing what looks good. You can see I tend to use much straighter lines, although this artist was using pretty straight lines over here. Okay. I kind of want to keep the original on while I explore through here. So I can kind of see what they were doing. So I think something like this should look good. Maybe around more like this. And use this color to kind of cut into that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Have the folds kind of join up like that. Just examining everything very closely. Trying to figure out where all these colors should hang out. Where all these dark areas are relative to each other. I think this is probably going to make this kind of shape. Based on the kind of shapes that are used in the other areas of the shirt here. And then I think a little bit of a lighter spot right here. I don't want it to be too light, just a little bit of one. The slightest hint. Okay. I think that's looking pretty good. So now I can experiment a little bit with this highlight running down here on the other side of the seam in her shirt. Kind of see if I can get all that going. And based on how some of these are, I think I can take this color and bring it out down here. So this was just something that was kind of along the seam that I could tell. It got very, very thin around this fold right here. And so then I guess now that that fold's done, it'll probably get a little bit thicker. I don't want to overdo it though. Okay. Now I can start experimenting with these guys. The lightest parts down here. I'm not quite sure how they're going to end up yet. I'm not quite sure. This is different from how I handle my clothes, so it's probably going to be a case of guess and compare. I feel like right here is a little bit strong. Yeah, I think something like this will look pretty good. Maybe a little bit of bounce light right around here. Yeah. And this light part doing something like that kind of matches with some stuff going on further up. I'm not sure what this color is, but it was there, so I will try to incorporate it in some way. Sometimes that's just what you gotta do. I don't fully understand what I see, so I will pay attention to what I see. Maybe someday I'll understand, but that day is not today, and that's okay. I'll keep it a bit harder through here. And this side will be a bit softer. I'll transition the shadow a little bit more gently, because this side is hard. Yeah. I think that's looking pretty good. And now her arm will be able to move, in theory. Right here I feel like it's still a little bit messy, so I'm gonna smooth this out a little. Make these shadows a little bit more meaningful. There we go. And then they can kind of blend in with these ones. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, I'm gonna go hide the original now. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think they look pretty good. Just gotta pull this highlight up here. And then I should be good. There we go. Yeah. I think this matches pretty well. Put that dark spot in there still. And I got these nice lights. Just all folding in. I think I want to make the transition here a little bit softer. Just so that this looks less like a lump. Right now this is a bit lumpy. And I don't much care for lumpy things. I like things to be nice and smooth. I'm just trying to make this transition a bit softer. There we go. And the transition through here needs to be a bit harder. Right here it should be soft. But everywhere else, not so much. Do I like that? I don't think I do. I was just saying, do I like connecting this more like up here? And I don't think I do at all. But we'll just make this more subtle. A little bit more gentle. And we'll make right through here super, super soft and gentle. Okay. Now I'm looking at how I did things over here. Kind of give myself an idea of how right here should look. And maybe I made it a bit too soft. That's okay. I can fix that. So now it's starting to look a little bit muddy. And I don't want things to look like mud. But the only thing worse than lumpy is muddy. I think this side looks pretty good, but I'm not sure about right here. I think I just have this going the wrong way. I think fill this in like this. Okay, I'll add that shadow color back in just a sec. I think I'm actually just going to fill this whole area in. Leave nothing behind. Because I still have the shadow color right there. And we'll go this way this time. Which I think makes a bit more sense. Yeah. That makes more sense. Now I'll just blend these areas together. Sometimes if you're not satisfied with something, just redrawing it while paying attention to what's not quite working can really help out a lot. Because this is much better. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to add a highlight area around here like this. For this to kind of cradle around. Yeah, something like that. I think that's much better. Okay, how's that? Yeah, I think that looks much better. Maybe still a little bit too wrinkly, but I can... Not... Too wrinkly is the wrong word, just, I need to get some of these in a better spot. Like this should be more toward that seam. And everything should be going more toward that. And then I just need to clean it up a little bit because all my sketching around made things a little bit messy. There we go. Little shadow here. I think that helps a little bit. What now? Okay. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. Now I think I just want to darken down here a little. I don't really want to change the nature of the folds or anything. I just want it to be darker. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Now I just want to make sure I go all the way to the center point here. So I just have a little bit more to do on the right side. And lines, of course. The right side, I mean on the left side. I'm 2 and rigging dyslexia mode. Okay, that should be good. Like right down the center here. And then I need to get rid of the skirt to make sure I just have everything smooth in the bottom. But I'll do over here first. And I guess I'll do the lines as well. Yeah, the lines are quite thick down here. I will keep that. Okay, and then there's like lighter, but still noticeable. Okay. Maybe it still is this color then. I kinda follow. There we go. Alright. Get this nice and smooth and clean. And I'll be able to fill in any gaps once I mirror this. Kind of want to end this fold before the corner here. Let me look at the original, see what it was doing. It might give me... No, it doesn't really give me any idea. I guess it looks like there's buttons. I mean, this does look like a button-up shirt, so that would make sense. Okay. Let me see. Do I have any other good sources here? Because, yeah, she has her shirt covered up in pretty much every shot I can see of her. Unfortunate, but yes, this does look like a button-up shirt, so that's something I will probably draw at the end, and that'll make these folds make a little bit more sense. So it might make more sense to kind of just do the bare minimum here and then make them look right once I have the rest of the shirt drawn. That's fine, I can do that. Yeah, that's a hole. Alright, and before I move everything on over, I just want to smooth out down here. Something just And I should not have made this quite so flat, round. That doesn't look good at all. I need to fix that. I'll just extend this a little further this way. I'll touch it right, like, here. I think that's fine. Oh no, it is not fine. About here. Here is fine. Okay. Now I can just carry down these colors. Smooth everything out. And we'll call that. And we'll call that good. And fix this, of course. No, I'm gonna fix this right now. This is bothering me like you wouldn't believe. Pointy. Not smooth. Not round. Pointy. Be pointier. You're very pointy. Much better. It's making smooth lines like that will just make the cloth look very thick. And that does not work with her shirt being looking like it's made out of this nice thin material. It would look very bad. Can't have that. I'll just paint in with this and I'll check it on black and fill in the holes. Because I think there's a lot. No, there's less than I thought there were. That's nice. This is probably enough. Well, there are some holes up here still, though. And then I'll draw with the button. The seams from the buttons and the buttons themselves. Which I'm just gonna have to make up. But I can kind of guess based on the style of the shirt. Just probably a nice semi-transparent round buttons in white. And that seems very likely for this kind of style. Okay. Good. Let's go back to gray, and I'll just fill everything in. No problem. Last bit of short redrawing until I do all the cutting. This is probably going to be one of the hardest parts on the body done. So that's nice. Everything else looked much more straightforward to me. Although the only reason this was hard is because I'm being a tryhard and trying to make a toggle where I take off the coat. It's like if I just left the coat on, I would barely have to do any redrawing at all. Being a tryhard is hard sometimes, man. You get such good results. It'll look so much... I think having that toggle will be very cool. And almost there. Just being a little silent while I figure out this last little bit. This part's not too important, so I'm not going to try too hard. Okay. The lines. This is just some extra that I'm hiding underneath the skirt, just in case I need it. Where's that black color? It's hiding from me. There it is. Probably a bit more accurate to what I want here. And this is going to be something that I just have to kind of draw the rest of once the buttons part of the shirt exists. Alright, that should be fine. This is a start. The rest will make more sense once I draw the parts where the buttons will go. So let's check my work here. Yep, I think we're looking pretty good. I'll just have to change some of the folds around here to make them look a little bit less strange, and probably down here. But that's fine because I think that this chest area is going to be all one layer anyway. And so I'll be able to do that easily. Okay. Part of me wants to keep going, but it is getting a bit late and my throat is getting a bit sore from talking, so that's probably a sign that I should wrap it up for today. Let's go turn on all the layers. See how everything's looking. Alright. So this is where we are now. Still doesn't look that different from what I had when we started, but that's a great sign. That means that I'm drawing everything correctly. So tomorrow we can finally start finishing up shirt stuff. Oh, that'll be exciting. I've been working on the shirt for a while. Not quite as long as I've been working on the hair, but still for a while. Well, thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at any of your creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, or any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or add me on Twitter or Instagram and I'll take a look, maybe leave some comments. So, I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.